brought Callum Hudson-Odoi on at half-time. Tammy Abraham came off with an ice pack on. How concerned are you about Tammy with Atletico to come and Manchester United next?
No, I'm not concerned about him. It was not from injury. It was hard for him to show his quality, and like I said, we were not happy with the last 20 meters. Tammy could not put his stamp in this game, so we changed a little bit the formation. We brought in Hudson, but with Hudson I was not happy with the energy and with the attitude and counter pressing. So we decided to take him off again, because we demand a lot and we demand 100%. And I had the feeling that he is not right in this shape where he can help us. So it's the decision for today. It's a hard decision, I know, for the players to come on and off, but tomorrow, latest tomorrow, is forgotten. And he produced for years, Well, first of all, it was a bad pass from İlkay Gündoğan. This is how I see it. No, I'm just joking. Well, of course, so now he missed the chance, and now everybody is passionate to talk about it, which is a bit annoying, because for me it's the moment where arrives the moment where it's also enough to talk about Timo Werner and to talk about Timo Werner and to blame Timo Werner. But the truth is he did not start 3 times for Germany, so maybe if he has more minutes, maybe they would have scored more. You know, it's an easy solution in the moment to point the finger to Timo, which I cannot fully understand, and I will not accept. And I'm happy that he's back here, because here he's protected. We demand a lot from him. We get a lot from him. So, you know, the best thing maybe is to look at the situation honestly, to not like focus on the bad things, but to look at it honestly, which is like, he is in a moment where he lacks confidence, where things are not too easy. The balls. It simply does not work out like it usually works out, but he works hard for us. He wins. If this is the most critical point of his career so far, I mean, look at the data, look at the statistics. He scores still for us. He is doing assists for us. He is winning penalties, decisive penalties for us. So if this is the most critical point in your career, you can still accept it and say, okay, so it's pretty impressive so far. And I trust and I hope that he does the same, and I talked to him about it. This guy scored since he is 5 years old, and he never stopped, and it never stopped. So he can trust that his brain, his body remembers to do that, because it's absolutely usual for him to score. So it will come back. It's just a matter of time. Once but it's much easier than done, because for me it's the moment not to think about it and not to read about it and not to even train extra. Yesterday I sent him in from training because he wanted to do some finishing with us. I just sent him in. I said, well, you don't need that. Your body, your brain knows how to score. You did it since you're 6 years old, so don't worry, it will come.
Hi Thomas, on a similar theme, I mean, do you accept that the biggest challenge of your job, and you know the main reason why you've got the job, is that you need to find a way to make all this expensively assembled attacking talent come together and play well? That is your main job. That's why you're here.
My job is to win games. My top job is not to put some expensive guys together. I absolutely don't agree. If a woman does not want to go out with you to dinner, you cannot force her to. You just step a little bit back, and maybe she will call you up, and so the goals will come. But of course he needs to do something for it. And the thing is, what the best thing to do and not to think about it is work hard. Work hard against the ball. Work hard. Be reliable with the ball. Do your runs. Don't hesitate, and be fearless. Be fearless and don't overthink it. This is very easy for me to say, because we are out there and everybody is pointing fingers at him. But this is the challenge right now.
Hi, Thomas. I think, as mentioned before, you seem like you're having a bit of a go at Callum Hudson-Odoi early on, in particular. And after what you said about him on Friday, is he someone? Do you think you are harder on him? Maybe because you think there's so much talent there. You've mentioned before that you knew him before, or you knew of him before you came here. Do you think maybe you're a bit hard?
Yeah, maybe. But I think he needs that. He needs that. these guys who are so full of quality here sometimes a little bit too often how good they are, but you need to prove it to show it. And for the offensive guys, is easy. Just read statistics and deliver assists and goals. And this is what he does and what he needs to show if he wants to. Let's be honest. This is highest level. This highest level in England. This is the highest level in Europe. So. We are hopefully not unfair, but we are tough on him because it's not enough with this talent to be a part and to be a part of the group. But we are also very aware when we are like maybe a bit unfair and play him too often as a right wing back where he cannot maybe play his full or show his full potential. We are aware of that, so it's always a mix. And at the moment, we think that. We find a way to push him to the limits, and this can change from week to week.
But particularly Callum Hudson-Odoi, because you spoke about him before the game. What did you make of his response today?
Good. He had a good game against Malmö. He had another good game today. There are still things to improve and to work on, and now it's on him. It's like I said before. Before the game, he needs to show that he is able to produce performances like this consistently, and it's the time now to show.
Yeah, and one of those is Callum Hudson-Odoi. I know you've said in the past he needs to perform consistently to turn that corner. Just a couple of questions on him, really. Do you think he's now heading in the right direction?
He is clearly on the right way. You can see it in the matches. You can see how effective he is, and I feel him very focused. He waited a long time for these chances. Now they arrived, and the best reaction from him is to keep on going and to show the consistency that we need in the moment for him, and it's in a good way. For me, frustrating was the last 20 meters, honestly, because we had so many opportunity, half chances, and I had the feeling we end our own attacks ourselves with bad choices, with. Balls that are overhit, with balls that are underhit, then we slip, then we cannot take a 2 against 1, and I miss the aggressiveness and the determination in the box to finish this game early in the game, because we had all opportunities, but because he wanted to do some finishing with us, I just sent him in. I said, well, you don't need that. Your body, your brain knows how to score. You did it since you're 6 years old, so don't worry, it will come.
You have a system that you prefer, and then you buy the players who suit your system.
But do you shoehorn players into positions where they're not comfortable?
I think the first quality for managers is to put the players in a position where he's comfortable, where he can meet his needs, and express his talent. And that's why a manager normally is a guy who observes well and detects the strong points of the players.
You started with Callum Hudson-Odoi today. How important was that for him, given what happened at the end of the transfer window? And have you spoken to him about not potentially going out on loan to Borussia Dortmund?
Yes, we have spoken, because we cannot give. It was a very easy decision for me on the last day of a transfer period. We cannot let the player go who is like in a 18-19 min squad. This is simply impossible. He is able to play as a right wing back, as a left wing back, and in the 2.5-10 positions. He can play on these positions, and he knows the group. We know him very well, so there was no chance to say yes on the last day of transfer period. For him personally, it would have maybe been a good opportunity, but for us and our targets that we want to achieve was simply impossible, and was an easy one for me, actually. We talked about it, of course, and Callum has to overcome the gap between training and games. I see a stronger Callum every day in training, and he needs to overcome this gap, and he needs to show this kind of determination that he shows in training. So if he gets minutes, it's never a gift. Nobody gets gifts because we take maybe sometimes hard decisions, like for Callum not to let him go. he needs to deserve it, and again, he deserves to play. I know that it's not his favorite position, but I think he can play this position and serve the team when it's necessary. Today it was necessary, and still he can do better. Still he can be more aggressive. Still he needs to push himself absolutely to the limits. This is what he does in training, and like I said, he needs to overcome this gap to fight for his place in the squad. This is life at Chelsea.
I think the first quality for managers is to put the players in a position where he's comfortable, where he can meet his needs, and express his talent. And that's why a manager normally is a guy who observes well and detects the strong points of the players.